Alright, before we start moving ahead with more fabrication of this piece up here that I talked about, I noticed that this, on both sides of this car, these shackle mounts are bent, and it should be level. Now, I talked with John Arnone in Arkansas, and I also had a chat with Troy Sizzle 77 in Arizona, and also George, service technician in Michigan. They all have these Thunderbirds, and they sent me pictures. John actually sent me a video of his and what this looks like. And theirs are all nice and level, and mine aren't. Both, this side's the least bent, the other side is far more. It's like probably another 1/8 of an inch higher there. So if you remember, and you've been following my channel, you'll remember that big honking trailer hitch that I took off of this car. Well, this is most likely what caused this. Is someone towing with too much tongue weight on that great big trailer hitch, because the trailer hitch was on there like nobody could believe. And by towing with too much tongue weight, they put a lot of pressure on these rear shackle mounts. These weren't designed to pull a lot of weight. So I got a little bit of a plan on how I'm going to get that back down. So what I've done, I put my scissor jack under the frame, and I'm going to put some upward pressure on it to take some weight off, and I'm going to go in here, and you can see the rise here. And I need to do this before I go any further. I have to get this done. So what I'm planning on doing, I'll take this panel back off here, is that right here in this area is where this, if you can see that, right there, where this is all buckled up, this is where the back of that shackle mount is. And then you see the spot weld holes for the back part of it. So what I'm going to do is take some weight off the car, and I have a couple of large blocks of steel. I have one from the drill press, or the bench press, but I also have some heavier ones. And I'm going to put one on there, I'm going to hit it with the sledgehammer and see if I can drive that back down. And once I can get it back down, I may be able to re-weld. I don't know if you can see that or not, but you can see, if you can, the light's kind of giving me a hard time here. Right there, I don't know, maybe you can, maybe you can't. Right in that corner, you see where it's cracked? And this may not work, but I'm going to give it a try. And up in there too, it's all pushed up. This is all supposed to be down level, with supposed to be below this. So that's all been pushed up. So I'm going to try that first, see what happens. And once I get it pushed back down, I'm probably going to have to remove this spring shackle, because it looks like there's actually there is a broken bolt. And you know, I may end up having to take the top off this yet too, and get at that broken bolt, but we'll see. I'll try this first. If this doesn't work on this side, I'll just go and cut the top out, cut this out to get access to it, drive it back down, and re-weld it, and then fix the broken bolt. All right, let's see what happens. All right, I got the axle lifted off of the block. I'm risking bending this side a little bit for now, flexing it, but it's all supported, and remember, I supported it all inside, plus I fixed all that torque box area. So this jack is taking the weight, this one back here, you can't see it, that scissor jack that I showed you. So now I go inside and see if I can use this. This is a pretty heavy piece of steel. It's going to fit in there pretty good. First I have to take, no, I'm going to leave this in for now. Just going to leave it in. It's not going to hurt anything, I don't think. Alright, so and I got my sledgehammer here. This is the biggest one I have. I don't know how many pounds it is. Must be, doesn't matter what it is. So again, here's where the back of this is. So let me see if I can get it down. There she's coming. It's all going down. Yeah, keep her going. Oh, pop that one out. All right, keep her going. I guess I didn't have to worry about that. It found itself out. I may have dented that there though. Yeah. All right, so. Seems to have done it. I'm going to have to hammer and dolly that back up though, just to level that floor out. And there's a divot there now. I don't know what I can do with that. But I'm going to keep doing it. Well, that seems to have sunk it back down. Let's go see if we made any change underneath. I should have taken that panel out like I said I was going to, but I didn't. All right, well that brought that down quite a bit. Let's have a look. I'll just pause you and I'll come back a second. All right, well, it's not down as far as I'd like it to be down, that's for sure. Where's my light? No, it needs to come more yet. But I might have to take a little weight off of that again, so let me readjust. But that's not level yet, that. But it's better than it was. All right, I'm going to call it good right there. And I'll decide, this is later at night now, so I might decide in the morning what to do with it. But you can see, now that I have this, how much I've brought it down. I don't know, this little corner is what I'm focusing on here. See how it's gone past? So it brought down the bracket, but it didn't bring down the flange that's bolted or spot welded to the frame. So what I can do there though is weld that all in together and hold it down. It also curled this down so I can push it back up some and re-spot weld it to the metal. And this wasn't bad up in the front anyway. So I'm going to call that good. So that was a pretty easy fix as long as I can hold it there. I may wrap this with something in there when I pull the leaf spring off, right in there. Just put an extra brace in, and I think that'll help. And if I don't feel it's good enough, then I'll cut the top out, see what I can do with it. But that brought that down a lot. Got rid of all that upper rippling. Now I did punch this back up. This needs to be all kind of metal worked to make it look nice again. But I can get that done. I can. I have a spot weld puller, or dent puller rather, electric dent puller. I can yank that back up out of there, make it look nice again, and then level this all out. But I'm pretty happy with that. This flange opened up a little bit here. I'll have to do something with it. A lot of strain. I kind of wish I'd tackled that earlier before I put that on. But anyway, it is what it is. Make the best of what you got. If you see a mistake, you can't just ignore it and think it was going to be good. So let's have a little quick look at the other side, and I'll show you what I mean about the other side being a little worse. Starters, you can see the hump right here. See how this is all, you might not be able to see it so much on the camera, but that's all lifted right here. And I'll go underneath the light and I'll show you what I mean about worse than the side we just did. So you can see how, hopefully you can see that, it's really laying up, or pushed up on the back end. I can't see the camera, so I'm just guessing you guys can see it. But so that whole block has to come down, and you can see, it in there where it's ripped away from the flange that's spot welded to the frame rail. You can just see that little spot right there. So I'm going to bring it back down past all that and wrap it with another piece of metal if I have to. All right, easy fix. That side looks a lot better already. Oh, I'm glad I did that. That took me about 15 minutes. And now, of course, there's going to be some welding and stuff, but I'll feel much better about this car sitting up the way it's supposed to sit. So let me put her back down on the block again and make sure it holds. There she is. She's down on the blocking again, on the axle. And she held up pretty good there. But it won't stay unless I reinforce it with something. I'm pretty sure of that. So, like I said, probably right in here, I'll put a piece of heavy plate because there's room for it. Once I pull this shackle off, and I'll reinforce that bottom, then that'll hold it there. All right, one fix done. Very good. Thanks a lot, Troy, John, and George for all the information. Great stuff. Sometimes you just need to reach out to someone and ask. And I was going to ask Nick, but Nick's been always helping us all the time anyway. I figured he'll step in at some point and help us with something else. So between the four of us, we got her settled. Thanks a lot, guys.